for being frustrated. I'm frustrated. Cleaning it up, knowing where you're supposed to be, knowing what your job is. Don't try to do more than what you're supposed to be doing. Wrap up, tackle. Stop trying to take people's heads off and just get them to the ground. Raiders. So I think that he should have been doing a lot better in this game, but he just wasn't. He looked like an average quarterback. Cam Newton looked like an average quarterback. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, it was baffling to me, the fact that they had lost. Like I said, I did not see it coming at all. Passing yards, 164 versus 171. Again, that's shocking to me. Very, very evenly matched. This New England offense versus the Denver offense. I mean, it just, with Bill Belichick and the way that he coaches games, I can't understand. They just did not show up to play on Sunday. Rushing yards, 135 versus 117. So Denver outdid them in the rushing yards. So that definitely, not by very much. 135 to 117 is still pretty close. So it's not like they had like a super awesome run game going, and that's how they were able to shut down New England's defense. I really can't call it. The average yards per play, 4.7 versus 5.1. So, New England took the edge on that at 5.1 versus 4.7. But again, still really evenly matched. Points scored, obviously 18 to 12. Denver outscored New England. Okay. So New England did have a fumble, so there's a turnover. They were evenly matched. Interceptions, both of them, both offenses threw 2 interceptions. So, sacks allowed, New England had 4, Denver had 2. So yeah, they were a little bit better in that category as far as the sacks that they were able to put on New England. So Denver had a couple more sacks than New England. That may have been a bit of a turning point. It wasn't a huge gap or huge margin in their score, 18 to 12. So yeah, so I don't know. Time of possession, 32 minutes, 30 seconds for Denver, 27 minutes, 30 seconds for New England. Again, not a huge margin. 6 minutes different, 5 minutes difference. I mean, I guess that, that definitely is a factor. Time of possession is huge. The longer that you can keep the ball, the longer you can keep their offense off of the field, the better. And then penalties. Denver had 2 and New England had 1. So that was pretty well matched up there. Wasn't a whole lot of penalties. So, again, I was shocked. I didn't think that New England was going to lose this game, but alas, they did. So what are you going to do? All right, moving on. Next game, Houston versus Tennessee. Another big shock to me. Another big thing that I thought that Houston was going to get steamrolled. 42 to 36 Tennessee. Tennessee did win. I expected them to win. But man, they got freaking steamrolled. They didn't get steamrolled like I thought they would. Houston scored 36 points against this Tennessee defense. I'm speechless. Ever since Bill O'Brien got fired, this is that first game after Bill O'Brien got fired. What's up, Zach? What's up, FFT2 Zach? How you doing? Thanks for coming in. Thanks for joining the chat. It's good to have you in the live stream right now. So yeah, 36 to 42. Ever since Bill O'Brien got fired, this is the first game that Houston has played, and they look like a completely different team. They're 1-5, but they scored 36 points against a 5-0 Tennessee. Now, I'll be the first to tell you, strength of schedule is huge, and I preach it all the time. Tennessee's schedule hasn't been that great. They've only played maybe a couple of really the Bills were the only team that they played that have a winning record. So I didn't think that Tennessee is all that great of a team, even though they're 5-0. But man, I did not expect Houston to do what they did against this team. So now looking at the stats, Tennessee had 601 yards. Houston had 412. So Tennessee definitely had a pretty good margin, a pretty good margin above Houston. The passing yards, 338 versus 320. Passing yards are really, really close. Now here was the big difference for me. The rushing yards. Houston had 92 versus Tennessee's 263. So they dominated in the run game. Obviously, Derrick Henry is a huge running back. The guy is a beast, and he can move. He's strong. He's big. I don't personally think he's better than Josh Jacobs, but that's just because I'm a Raiders fan and I'm a little bit biased when it comes to that. But yeah, I mean, he had one heck of a game there. 263 yards. I think he had like I want to say it was a 70-something yard touchdown, maybe even 80-something yard touchdown. Houston, their average yards per play, Houston had 6.1 and Tennessee had 8.6. Not a huge margin there. It's pretty close. 36-42 in points scored, obviously. Tennessee did have a fumble, so they did have a turnover there. And they did have an interception. So there was a couple of turnovers on Tennessee's from Tennessee's offense. So yeah, I mean, you would have expected, with a turnover ratio like that, that Houston should have pulled off the win. I mean, Houston definitely should have won, but Tennessee's offense was just too good. Both of them allowed 2 sacks. Both teams allowed 2 sacks. The third down efficiency, 50% versus 60%. That's basically the same. Time of possession was almost exactly the same. 31 minutes and 40 seconds for Houston. 31 minutes and 50 seconds for Tennessee. And then, Tennessee had 7 penalties versus Houston's 4. So, I think there's a couple of stats here, a couple of factors that really kept them in the game, even though they were getting annihilated in the rush game. Man, it was a really, really good game to watch. I thought it was going to be I just thought it was going to be a terrible game, but it was actually a really good game to watch. So, all right, so moving on, let's go ahead and go to the next game. So now we've got Cleveland versus Pittsburgh. This went exactly the way I thought it was going to go. Pittsburgh outscored them 38-7 to win the game. Cleveland is not that good of a team. They showed it at the beginning of the season. They showed it last season. Nothing's really changed. They're just not that good of a team. And their strength of schedule, they've had an easy schedule up until this point. Like one of the easiest in the NFL. So I don't think that they're as good as their record says. So real quick, Cleveland 220 total yards versus Pittsburgh's 277. So that's a good margin. Passing yards pretty much the same, 145 to 148. Pittsburgh's rushing yards 129 to 75. That's a big gap there. That's a large margin. So Pittsburgh definitely was able to establish the run against them. Let's see, average yards per play, 4.5 versus 4.1. Yeah, that's pretty much equal. Obviously, the points score was huge, 38-7. Pittsburgh they got sat down. The Browns got sat down by the Pittsburgh Steelers. No fumbles in the game. There was 2 interceptions by Cleveland. So Baker Mayfield threw a couple of interceptions. I think he even I don't know if he got hurt or what, but or if they just sat him down, but he did get benched in the game. I'm not sure if that was because the score was just out of reach. There was just no way they were going to win. But third down efficiency, 8% versus 35%. That's a huge margin. Their third down efficiency, Cleveland's third down efficiency was terrible in that game. They were not able to convert third down at all. And then the time of possession, 25 minutes versus 34 minutes. That's a huge margin as well. If you have 10 minutes more offensive time or 10 minutes more of your offense being on the field than the other team, 9 times out of 10, you're going to win. Penalties, 7 versus 6, so that's about the same. So yeah, this went exactly how I thought it was going to go. I was not shocked at all. It was what it was, and Cleveland was exposed, and I called it, and I knew it was going to happen. All right, moving on. Baltimore versus Philadelphia. The Baltimore Ravens are 5-1. Philadelphia 1-4-1. This game, 30-28 Baltimore. I have got to, at the Spotlight Sports Network, we have got a Philadelphia Eagles fan. She does Key. She does some of our. She has her own channel. Go check her out. Key in the building. Um, but I had to apologize to Key because I kind of slandered the Eagles. I was like, there's absolutely no way the Eagles are going to win this game. It's not even going to be close. Their turnover ratio is horrible. The Baltimore's, turnover ratio is really good. There's just absolutely no way. And the Eagles made me look like a fool. I will be the first to admit it. They made me look like a fool. I have no idea that I had no idea that they were going to be as competitive as they were. I actually was watching that game with my sister, who is from Baltimore, and she was yelling and screaming. She was like, "Are you kidding me?" Yeah. So it was a really, really good game. I really enjoyed it, and the Eagles made a liar out of me. So Baltimore versus Philly, the total yards, 355 versus 364. The passing yards, 173 versus 170, 182 and 194 for the rushing yards. I mean, so equal. So very similar in this game. 5.3 versus 5.7 yards per play. Points scored, obviously 28-30. I mean, if the Eagles coach if he had just kicked the field goal, there's a very good chance we'd be having a completely different conversation. And Philadelphia actually would have won that game going into overtime because they were so evenly matched. But he didn't. I mean, he went for the 2-point conversion. He tried to win it all. Oh, no, wait. No, that was a different game. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about the Washington. Nope, I was totally wrong. I'm thinking about the Washington Redskins versus the Giants, who the Washington Redskins should have, not the Redskins, the Washington football team. Gosh, I am tired today. The Washington football team should have won that game. Riverboat Ron should not have tried to go for the 2-point conversion. He should have kicked the field goal and tied that up and went into overtime and possibly won that game. But sorry about that. I was thinking about a completely different game. I was watching Red Zone yesterday, so I had multiple games on at the same time. So if any of them ever overlap, I will be the first to tell you I apologize. Then Philadelphia had a fumble. There was no interceptions in the game. Philadelphia allowed 6 sacks. Baltimore only allowed 3. So 6 sacks. That was a long day for Carson Wentz. And then Baltimore, 37% third down efficiency versus Philadelphia's 25% efficiency. Man, really good. Or really close. A little bit close. Time of possession, 36 minutes versus 23 minutes, and then penalties, 12 and 3. So, I really thought that the Philadelphia Eagles did a really, really good job. You even got to see a little bit of Jalen Hurts in there. Again, that's the Dolphins. Jalen Hurts did not play. All right, so moving on to... All right, now here we go. The Washington football team versus the New York Giants. Washington should have won this game. I'm going to go ahead and start skipping through some of the stats on this stuff and just hit up the main points. 2019, Washington should have won this game, but Riverboat Ron, being what he is, gambling, he tried to go for the win, which I can kind of understand, but I think he should have just in this situation, as close as it was, he should have just kicked the field goal, went to overtime, and trusted in his offense to score some points, or defense to stop if that was the case. But Washington's total yards, 337 versus New York's 240. They were doing a lot better, when it comes to that, to yards. They're averaging about the same yards per carry or per play. Washington did throw a fumble, or did fumble the ball. Each of them threw an interception. So Washington had a couple of turnovers versus New York had 1. And then sacks allowed. Washington allowed 3. New York allowed 1. So, and then the time of possession, New York only possessed the ball 26 minutes and Washington for 33 minutes. That's crazy. So, Yeah, they really should have won that game. Atlanta Falcons versus the Minnesota Vikings. Both of them are tied 1-5 on the season. Their record. I totally saw this coming. I really felt like Matt Ryan was going to have a resurgence. I thought he was going to come back. I thought Julio Jones could not play poorly forever. I did not see it going this high as far as the score. I thought there was going to still be some offensive struggles. 23 points scored by Minnesota is not all that great, but 40 points scored by Atlanta, that's pretty stinking good. They had pretty much the same as far as, well, almost about 100 yards difference in total yards, 462 versus 365. Atlanta being 462. So they definitely got more offensive yards than them. They completely outplayed them. Atlanta did in the run game. Passing game was pretty equal. Average yards per play, 5.8 versus 7.3. Minnesota actually had more average yards per play, which is cool. So, hey, anybody that's joining us right now, just make sure you go ahead and I'm going to take a quick second. Make sure you go ahead and share this live feed. Let's get some more people in here, get some more people in the chat, get some more people interacting. This is the My City, My Game YouTube channel. This is a mainly Raiders based, but I do cover all NFL on Raider J Reaction Monday. We talk about all NFL teams and I react to the scores and the games. And so we're also going to be doing a live reaction to the game that's coming up on Monday Night Football, Cardinals versus the Cowboys. Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell, all that good stuff. And yeah, let's get some people in the chat so we can talk. Also hit me up on the socials, both Facebook and Twitter. Make sure you do that as well. So, all right, let's go ahead and move on to the next game. Was the Detroit Lions versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. So, this game, I actually had picked the Jaguars to win. I thought that Gardner Minshew was going to do a lot better against the struggling Detroit. But Detroit made a liar out of me, and so did Gardner Minshew. It was not a high-scoring game when it comes to Jacksonville. They only scored 16 points. Not very good. Yeah, I mean, they missed an extra point. It was just not a good team effort at all. Detroit 403 yards total, 275 for Jacksonville. That's a big difference there. Passing yards were about the same. Now the run game, Detroit dominated in the run game, 180 yards versus 44. The Jacksonville Jaguars they couldn't run a fever. So that was just not good at all. Let's see, Detroit versus average yards per play. Detroit 5.8 versus 4.5. Jacksonville did have a fumble. They both teams threw an interception. So the turnover ratio was pretty close. The third down efficiency, Detroit actually is only 25% versus 53% for Jacksonville. So Jacksonville's third down efficiency was much better. And then the time of possession, there's where we see a big gap, 24 minutes versus 35. So there definitely is a difference there. So yeah, that's where we are at for that. So now I'm going to go ahead and run to the next game. Let's see, we got... All right, Cincinnati versus Indiana. Cincinnati Bengals versus the Indiana Colts. Indianapolis Colts. I need a rock star or something. I need to get some caffeine so I can wake up. So, 27-31. I thought Cincinnati Bengals were going to win this. I had picked them to win. It was a close game, 31-27. Cincinnati, they basically they're pretty close. 398 in total yards for Cincinnati, 430 yards for Indianapolis. The passing yards, 300 versus 371 Indiana. So Indiana had a little bit more, Indianapolis Colts had a little bit more as far as passing yards. The rushing yards, Cincinnati 98 versus 59. So there's a little bit of a gap there. Let's see. And then average yards per play, pretty close to the same. Now, I will say that Cincinnati did allow 2 sacks versus Indianapolis 1. They both threw an interception. The Colts did have 1 fumble that they lost. Time of possession, third down efficiency, pretty close. Time of possession was quite a bit different. The Colts only possessed the ball 25 minutes versus the Bengals 34. So I think this really boils down to Joe Burrow being a young quarterback, still young, making rookie mistakes, things like that. So I really wouldn't, if I was a Bengals fan, I wouldn't sweat this too much. You held up with the Colts, who are a decent team. They're not the best, but they're a pretty decent team. So, but I just did not expect it to go this way. All right. So, looks like we're going to be getting close to the start of the game here. Let me pull it up here real quick. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody that's popped in here to check out this live feed. This is Raider J Reaction Monday, reacting to all of the NFL games that are finished. We still have one left. That's the Cardinals versus the Cowboys on Monday Night Football. Go ahead and pull up the game here and see where we're at. Looks like they're just getting out on the field here, so just getting things started. I will have audio playing, so I guess I'm going to kind of do this Reaction Monday, or Raider J Reaction Monday while we're listening to the game here. So let me know if in the chat if you guys can't hear the audio very well or not. Let's get that turned up a little bit. Andy Dalton under center. Hikes the ball, handoff to Ezekiel Elliott. So just started the first quarter 0-0. I will have this. We'll be updating live. Should be updating live. If it doesn't, I'll make sure to take care of that. And I will have to mute during the commercial. So if the audio does go out, don't trip. I will be muting during the commercial. So, yeah. So I think what I'll do is we'll go ahead and pick up the Raider J Reaction Monday, reacting to all the games that were played, and we'll pick that up at halftime. So we'll make that a quick halftime break, and we'll talk about that. But right now we're going to do this live reaction to the game, play-by-play. Dalton passes to Elliott. So 4 and out for the Cowboys, still 0-0, just started the game. I'd like to welcome everybody who's shown up to check out this live feed, this live play-by-play. We are doing a live play-by-play talking about the Cardinals and Cowboys game. This is something that I'm trying to do, even though this is mainly a Raiders channel. I wanted to branch out and give a little bit more content, because I do realize that there's more than just the Raiders in the NFL. So I wanted to give folks the ability to be able to kind of, get a little bit more content, get a little bit more time to see me and how I react to the games and stuff like that. So and then at halftime, we are going to be talking about more of the games that have already been played and my reaction to each of those games. And yeah, so we'll do that at halftime, and it's going to be fun. So I appreciate everybody who's dropped in, checking out the live feed. Again, I will have to mute during the commercials because of copyright. But once the game is back on, the audio will come back on, and we will keep moving. We will have the live score and update information right up here at the top. Make sure you go check me out on social media. I am very heavy on social media. I answer, if you hit me up with an idea or a question or something like that, I'll even put it on the show. If it's a good question, I'll shout you out on the show. We'll bring it on, and I'll put it up in a box somewhere here, and we'll talk about it. So hit me up on social media, Raider _J77, big number 77, Lyle Alzado. That's where the 77 comes from. Hit me up there on Twitter. Hit me up on Facebook. My City, My Game is the Facebook page. Also, make sure you go to the Spotlight Raiders Talk YouTube channel. Go there, like, subscribe to that channel. I'm there with Darian. We break down all Raider stuff. We do a show every Thursday where we do a game preview, and then we also will do live play-by-play reaction to the games to the Raiders games on Sunday, as well as a post-game show on Sunday. So make sure you check us out there, like, subscribe. Go to the Spotlight Sports Talk YouTube channel, like, subscribe there as well. Like, subscribe to my channel. Make sure you share it. I appreciate all the love. I do this for you guys to bring you guys content. This is something that I really love talking about. I really love doing. So I appreciate the love, and make sure that you go and hit that bell so you know when we got stuff coming up. So, man, these commercials on Monday Night Football. Cowboys defense, 36 points per game. All right, game's back on. And let me know if you guys have any issues with the audio, if you can't hear the game, the live game in the background, or if it's louder than my voice, whatever the case may be. Oh, that's a nice little scamper.
Majority of their ability to put pressure on the passer will be interesting to see what they can dial up tonight when they're back out there on that side of the ball.
So it's 2nd and 4.
2nd and 4. From the 30.
Kyler Murray in the shotgun. Looks like he's throwing an audible.
It's Drake, the ball carrier.
Hand off to Drake. Almost gets the first down, maybe about a yard short of the first down. So I'm very new at the YouTube, checking stuff out, or I'm still checking stuff out, trying stuff out. So if anything goes wrong with audio or video or anything like that, let me know. So I definitely want to make sure we're putting out good content here for you, putting out a quality product. But bear with me as I work out some of the kinks and some of this stuff. So excited, got a first down for the Cardinals.
You see him try and make the tackle immediately. That's a good job of playing through a little bit of the rub release by Xavier Woods and making a short tackle. That's the kind of thing you're going to have to do against a team like this that really does try to mess you up with their switch releases when you're playing man-to-man coverage. 1st and 10. Murray was thrown in a turf. He definitely felt the pressure. Great recognition from Antoine Woods. Played well against the run earlier, and this time he's just going to read the screen. And you feel the offensive lineman. So he feels that offensive lineman. It's too easy. If you're going to let me get to the quarterback that easy, you have to.
What's going on? What's going on? We are here live for the Cowboys Cardinals game here on the My City, My Game YouTube channel. It is 2nd and 10. Kyler Murray in the shotgun. Ball is hiked. Passing out to his right.
Welcome to the football game,
Larry Fitzgerald.
The great one for the Cardinals. Picks up 5. Keeps his consecutive
3rd down.
game streak with
3rd and 5. 3rd and 5 Cardinals.
49 consecutive games with at least one grab. Second longest streak all time to Jerry Rice. 3rd and 5.
3rd and 5. Kyler Murray's in the shotgun. Calling an audible.
Chase Edmonds motions out top of the screen.
I was just going to say, in motion.
And again, it's Larry Fitzgerald.
Fitzgerald's got the first down.
Brought him down. Has first down yardage. A lot of communication going on from Kyler Murray at the line of scrimmage. You got to figure out, are they in man or are they in zone? And when you take the ball from center, you get a blitz. They're trying to cover from the inside. It's good recognition from Kyler Murray and a great job of Fitzgerald stretching to get the first down. He's been there before. On 1st and 10. Murray looks like a design.
Oh, Kyler Murray looks like he's going to go ahead and scramble for it. Going to get out to the.
Into Dallas territory and knocked out of the
Going to get out to the
Cowboys.
41.
That's a quarterback lead draw. They have the back right next
1st
to
and
him.
10 for the
Squeezes him
Cardinals.
into the hole to get a block on the linebacker, and Cliff Kingsbury will sprinkle these design quarterback runs in throughout a drive just to keep the defense honest. See those numbers on Murray? That's
Kyler Murray's got 7.2 rushing yards per game, or per carry. Ooh, batted down by the Cowboys defense. It's like 2nd and 10.
What you have to do against Kyler Murray, who likes to get the ball out of his hands quick. A lot of quick throws. Alden Smith just stops his pass rush.
Batted down by Alden
Puts his hands
Smith.
up in the air. That's going to be a lot of what they're going to have to do tonight because Kyler Murray has done a great job of getting the ball out under 2.5 seconds. A lot of short throws.
So, hey, I appreciate everybody that is here right now doing this live stream. Make sure that you share this, like, share, subscribe to the channel. I want to get some more people in here. It doesn't look like we've got a whole lot of people at the moment. Trying to get some more people in here, but I appreciate the love. I appreciate everybody that's joining me.
So this is exactly where Mike Nolan and the Cowboys defense wanted to get.
3rd and 10 for Kyler Murray and the Cardinals.
Second down, but 3rd down, they feel good about their pass.
8.5 minutes left in the first quarter.
Marcus Lawrence and Alden Smith to come off the edge. They invested a lot in their front four. DeMarcus Lawrence, one of the highest paid defensive ends in the league. Everson Griffin now at the right defensive end, one of the best athletes in the league playing defensive end. Here's Murray. Shot for Isabella.
Kyler Murray throws the ball way off. Way off. There was nobody even around the ball. I mean, there was a guy out there, but he wasn't anywhere near where that ball was thrown.
Kyler Murray a little bit. They're going to keep this safety back over here because they want to keep one-on-one with DeAndre Hopkins. They want to have 2 players over there, and now they give an opportunity one-on-one to the other side. Kyler Murray reads it, but again, they're not on the same page deep down the field. That's
Yeah, that corner did a good job of pushing him out,
from midfield.
pushing the receiver out
Cedric Wilson
to the outside of the field.
lets it go, and it checks down at the 5, and it'll be
Going to be down at the 9-yard line. The punt is down at the 9-yard line, so Cowboys are going to take over
Randy Dalton coming up.
at the 9-yard line. I got to drop the audio because of copyrights. So what's good, everybody? We're gonna have to take we're taking a little bit of a audio break here real quick. I will be right back in just a quick second. I have got to grab something while we're taking this little audio break. What is good? I am back. again, we're taking there's a commercial break right now, so I do have to mute the audio. I apologize. I had to go get my charger because I've got the game playing on my phone, and with the game playing on my phone, it's killing the battery. So I got to plug this bad boy in. Sorry about that, guys. Plug this bad boy in so we can get the charge, so it does not go dead while the game is on. Hey everybody, I appreciate you guys being here. Appreciate you guys jumping in. Make sure you hit us up in the chat. Hit me up in the chat so I can see that you're here, chat you out, all that good stuff. You got any questions, comments, concerns about the game, anything else, make sure you put it in the chat here. I appreciate you guys coming in and checking out this live feed. We are doing a live play-by-play reaction to the Cardinals and Cowboys game. At halftime, we're going to be doing a little bit more of the Raider J Reaction Monday, where I'm going to react to the scores and the stats of each of the games that have been played so far this week. So we only got one game left, which is the one we're watching right now. Alrighty, we are back to the game. Oh, it was almost intercepted. Andy Dalton almost threw a pick right there. And make sure you guys let me know if there's any issues with the audio. I got the audio playing right now, so I wanted to play it in the background so you guys can kind of hear what's going on with the game, even as I'm calling it out. I'll do my best to call out as much as I can, but I definitely want to give you guys that live reaction. So
nice job of helping out Patrick Peterson on the double move. He was trying to hit CD on a deep shot, had to pull it down. That's how team defense works, right? That's how you limit.
I just would like to say, as a Raiders fan, I am more than happy that we got Ruggs over CD Lamb. Don't get me wrong, CD Lamb is a great wide receiver, and he's gonna do great things in this league, but he's definitely no Henry Ruggs III. So Henry Ruggs was my guy from the beginning. He's the one I wanted the Raiders to draft. I'm so glad that they did. So glad that they drafted him over CeeDee Lamb or Jerry Jeudy. So here we go. Andy Dalton under center for the Cowboys. Two wideouts to the left. Handoff to Ezekiel Elliott. Got a few yards on that one. And make sure you guys that are checking this out right now, make sure you share this live feed, share it on all your social media, send it to your friends, send it to your family. Let's get some people in here, get some people in the chat. I want to get some people interacting in the chat. This goes so much better with people interacting and me being able to interact with other people. So make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. All right, Andy Dalton in the shotgun. One running back. Oh, almost this. Oh, did he get him? That was almost a safety. Whew, that was close. Andy Dalton got that out just in time. He was lucky it wasn't picked off or something too. Just coming off the edge. Clean shot on Andy Dalton, and Grease, look, you mentioned it. He just barely missed that tackle. Right away, Andy Dalton looks unsettled in this football game. That was an unbelievable play by Andy Dalton just to get rid of that football. Brandon Knight, the left. Yeah, he wrapped up his foot. He's lucky he didn't break his ankle. So the punt gets caught down at the 50. Looks like he's taken down at the 49 of the Cardinals. Cardinals 49-yard line. Looks like it's a commercial break, so we're going to kill the audio. What's good? What's good? So we're going to take a little bit of audio break here. Make sure you guys go check out our other channels, the Spotlight Sports Network. We do all sports. We do football, we do hockey, we do wrestling, we do baseball, all of it. We're going to be covering the World Series. Go Dodgers, by the way. I'm so glad the Dodgers made it to the World Series. I really hope they beat the crap out of the Tampa Bay Blue Devils. But we'll see. I feel like the Dodgers are going to win, but we'll see. But we're going to have live coverage of those games on the Spotlight Sports Network channel, Spotlight Sports Talk channel, excuse me. That's part of the Spotlight Sports Network. So make sure you go and you check that out. That is the hub for all things Spotlight Sports Network related. Also, make sure you check out the merchandise. We do have merchandise. The link is down in the description. Make sure you check out our website. We do articles there, so go check that on the website. That link is in the description as well. I appreciate you guys coming out. So we are taking a little bit of a break here for the commercials. Check something out here. So real quick, while we have this commercial break. Oh, looks like we're back.
Mix and match your favorites for just $5.
Oh, it's still an ad.
His 25th the year while playing the Cardinals on Christmas Day. Well, that last two drives.
All right, so the Cardinals, excuse me, got the ball at their own 49. Looks like Kyler Murray's under center. Two wideouts. Hand off to Kenyon Drake. Almost broke a tackle. Barely took him down. Second down, 7:04 left in the first quarter.
To Kenyon Drake, he wants him hitting it north and south. He wants him establishing a physical tone, and as a defender, that's how you have to meet him.
So it is now 2nd and 7. Kyler Murray in the shotgun. Looks like he attempted to throw to DeAndre Hopkins, but missed him.
I wouldn't be yelling at New Hopkins very often if I was Kyler Murray. Saw how that ended in Houston. They're down at 7.
3rd and 7. Looks like there's there's a flag on the play.
They have had some miscommunications, though, no question, from Cliff Kingsbury's offense here.
Let's see what the flag is.
Off target and that one there. So DeAndre Hopkins. False start. Offense number 67.
False start on the offense, number 67.
Hey, John Barry, the Cardinals are the most penalized team in the NFL. And they lead the league.
Hey, join the club. Most penalized in the league. Join the club. Raiders been in that club since like 1970.
Says a 3-time Super Bowl. I thought it was 4 or 5. No, let's just stay with 3. Just 3. We'll go with 3.
Kyler Murray in the shotgun. 3-bunch set on the right. Pass out to DeAndre Hopkins. First down, Cardinals. Oh, there is a flag down, though. What's the flag for?
Just a simple out from DeAndre Hopkins. Actually looks like they're trying to set up a screen. Pass interference. Offense. Number 11.
Pass interference on the offense. Offensive pass interference. on Larry Fitzgerald.
Larry Fitzgerald was blocking downfield. The ball was caught by DeAndre Hopkins right there. He goes, starts blocking, and that's the reason why Hopkins got a first down. That's a good call.
We asked Cliff Kingsbury about all the penalties. He said it's unnecessary. The Cardinals came into this week tied with Tampa Bay for the lead in penalties, and he was like, look, the Buccaneers just hammered the Packers. Tampa Bay did not commit a single penalty yesterday in that game against Green Bay. So he's going to show his guys.
So it's 30-22 with 6:11 left in the first quarter. Kyler Murray in the shotgun again, takes the snap, hands off to the running back, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage. That's about it.
That is not the way Cliff Kingsbury wanted this to start off for his football team. He said, let's self-inflicted penalties. Just keep hurting us. Jalen Smith right here. You see him play off 2 blocks, coming downhill, turning everything into his teammates, pursuing. He said, I'm going to have to fly around sideline to sideline, and I need to set the tempo. It starts with me. That's how you started with you. That's how you set the tempo.
Andy Lee from his 23. CeeDee Lamb is back to Dallas in his 20.
And the punt is up.
It's a low punt.
Looks like it's coming down. Fair catch at the 26, 27. So the Cardinals will be taking over at the 27-yard line when they get back from the commercial break, and I will mute the audio and take a commercial break of my own. And we are back. So right now we do have a promo going on with, as you saw in that little clip there, with ThriveFantasy.com. Right now, when you sign up, if you use the promo code SS Network, they will match up to $50 of your first deposit. So go make sure you check them out. They are a daily fantasy one-stop shop, really. I mean, they cover all sports. You go there, check it out. If you're into that daily fantasy stuff, go check them out. They are really, really doing it big. So, and then make sure you punch in that promo code when you sign up, SS Network, and you get up to $50 of your first deposit, matched. Yeah, so go check them out. They're really good. And we are still on a commercial break. Checking out Monday Night Football, Cardinals versus the Dallas Cowboys. It is scoreless right now in the first quarter. Neither team seems to be doing very good offensively. Lots of punting going on. The punters are getting at it, kicking the ball back and forth to each other. I just want to say I appreciate everybody that's showing up here, checking out the live feed. We are doing the coverage of the Cardinals versus the Cowboys right now. At halftime, we will be doing the second part of Raider J Reaction Monday, where I'm going to go over the scores and the stats from all of the NFL games this week, and I'm going to do a live reaction to those. So yeah, make sure you stick around, jump in the chat, let's interact. I want to hear from you guys. So looks like we got the game back on here, so I'm going to bring the audio back on now that the commercials are over. So the Cowboys are taking over on their own 26. Handoff to Ezekiel Elliott, about 5 yards on that play. About 5 minutes left in the first quarter, and it's second down. So yeah, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. I do mainly Raiders content and Trailblazers content. I'm just getting started, but I do realize that there is more than just the Raiders in the league. So I wanted to do a little bit more and break out and do a little bit more Raider reaction, Raider J reaction Monday, for example. So that way we can kind of cover, other games in the NFL and do a reaction to those as well. But I'm covering all things Raiders, all things Trailblazers. So make sure you like and subscribe to the channel.
Dependable, remaining offensive lineman.
Looks like we got a guy down. Looks like Martin is down. Number 70, Martin. Zach Martin is down.
Zach Martin was all that was.
So we got an injury timeout.
Right guard, number 70. Looks like he just gets rolled up. I mean, you can talk all you want about the receivers, Gallup and Cooper and Lamb and Zeke. This team goes as well as this offensive line goes, and they have suffered more injuries up front than any team in the National Football League.
What did Mike McCarthy tell us? He said the inside zone runs between the tackles are really what he wants to feature with Zeke. And why is that? That's where Zach Martin is.
Looks like he took a knee to the side of the head, and hopefully he's all right.
So it's going to be 2nd and 6, 5 minutes left in the first quarter. We're still at a 0-0 score.
Offensive guard in the NFL. Starting a rookie center, Joe Mooney went down at the start of the first 4 games. He's on IR with a knee injury. So all these backups on the offensive line, and now a backup quarterback in Andy Dalton.
Andy Dalton in the shotgun pass, and the pass is not caught by CD Lamb, but there is a flag on the play.
It's back in the area.
Holding on the offense, looks like.
I see both quarterbacks just kind of off with their receivers.
Offense, number 63, 10-yard penalty, replay third down.
Has to be
Second down.
expected for Andy Dalton. Hadn't had a whole lot of reps with these guys. And when you come right out,
Let's be a dish, the rookie. Second and 16. From the 20.
2nd and 16. Andy Dalton checks down. Ooh.
Maybe a hit out of bounds.
Dalton
Out of
Schultz.
Stanford used to block for Christian McCaffrey on the receiving end. They needed that play.
See something just
4:48 left, third down.
Tight end screen, he blocked and then just kind of drifted off.
He almost got the first down on that one.
That's just something just to get him to settle down and get him into a groove here. Because so far, the pressure has gotten to him. Reese, as you mentioned, he just seems off.
Andy Dalton in the shotgun.
Need to get him going.
Motions.
Andre Campbell to hit.
No motions number 18.
Contact. 3rd and 3.
The ball is hiked. Andy Dalton looks like to Gallup for the first down.
Makes a big catch here in the first down for the Cowboys.
this is not easy. Rolling to your left as a right-handed quarterback, flipping your hips and throwing that ball accurately, a foot in front of the numbers of Gallup. That's a throw right there that will settle Andy Dalton down, give him a little confidence. First down at the 39.
1st and 10 Cowboys. 4 minutes left in the first quarter. Hands off to Ezekiel Elliott for the first down. Gain of 10.
Not until he ripped off 12. Feeding Zeke indeed.
Really good blocking at the point of attack. You're going to get a seal. You're going to get a turn. And you see him just come and just hit it right downhill. Just a real nice job. Hat on a hat, as they like to say.
Appreciate everybody that's shown up in the chat. Make sure you go ahead and hit me up in the chat. Let me know what's going on with you. Definitely want to get you guys, get you guys in here and interact and shout you guys out. Hand off to Ezekiel Elliott again for no gain.
In the offseason, Ezekiel Elliott posted a baby photo of himself. Can you read his shirt? It says, "Be nice to me. I may be rich and famous one day." So fast forward about 22 years, September of last season. How about to the tune of 6 years, $90 million contract extension? Be nice to me. I may be rich and famous one day.
Yeah, dimples back then, huh?
You guys should be nice to me, too, by the way. Second, one day I might turn out to be something, too.
You're not going to be rich and famous, Leo.
All right, 2nd and 9, 2 minutes and 45 seconds left. The ball is hiked to Andy Dalton, and he's under pressure. He just kind of does a little quick shovel pass, but it looks like there's a fumble, and I believe the Cardinals did recover that fumble. So it looks like Arizona, yep, it looks like they're calling first down Arizona. There was like a quick shovel pass out to Ezekiel Elliott, and then he fumbled the ball. Third fumble lost this season for Ezekiel Elliott.
Doesn't get there, he gets locked up. Does he give up? No. He keeps trying, keeps effort, gets the ball out for a huge turnover.
So far, the Cardinals are playing and doing a nice job when they do go man-to-man of forcing Andy Dalton.
Slapped it right out of his hand.
Trying to get the ball down the boundary.
Hey, so I just want to say I appreciate everybody that's showing up in the chat, showing up to watch this live feed of the Cardinals-Cowboys game. I am Raider J77. This is the My City, My Game YouTube channel. I appreciate you. Make sure you jump into the chat, say something. Let me know that you're here. All right, looks like Kyler Murray's under center, or excuse me, in the shotgun. Fakes the handoff, passes out. Almost to Hopkins, but not quite. Man, it looks like the communication between Kyler Murray and his receivers right now is just not that good. He's just wherever he's putting the ball, his receivers just are not there. I don't get it, man. I do not understand. And make sure you guys like the feed and share it to your friends, family, anybody. Let's get some more people in here. Get some people in the chat. Second down. Kyler Murray passes. Oh, and the pass is incomplete. To number 41. The pass is incomplete. It is 3rd and 10. 2 minutes, 27 seconds left in the first quarter.
He's missed a number of throws early in this game. On the last play before that one, he had DeAndre Hopkins wide open on an over route, and he missed him. He needs to settle down.
0 for 4 to Hopkins tonight. Already their most incompletions in the game this season overall. He's missed his last 6.
Kyler Murray is in the shotgun. Takes the snap. He's looking, and he looks like he's going to scramble. He's going to run for it, and he has got the first down. Just barely made it. Got to the first down. So first down, Cardinals. Almost to the 2-minute warning. First and 10.
Jalen Smith had him as the spy. He was looking right at him and couldn't get him down.
First down at 10. There's Kenyon Drake to the 40-yard line.
Cliff Kingsbury here. I'm going to run the football. My quarterback is
Hand it off.
He's not seeing it.
Back to the 40-yard line. 1.5 minutes left. 2nd and 6.
Just depend on one offensive system. And I think Cliff Kingsbury has been very adaptable.
What in the world happened to the 2-minute warning?
When your quarterback's not feeling it, you need a run game to fall back on.
Off the play fake, pass to Hopkins, DeAndre Hopkins for a first down to the 27, 1st and 10. Excuse me, not a 2-minute warning. This is only the first quarter, not the second quarter. Here, I'm thinking it's the second quarter already. Kyler Murray in the shotgun, 3 wide receivers. Takes the snap, quick check down, and about a 6-yard gain. Gallimore. So it looks like it'd be 2nd and 4. How's everybody doing? Make sure you jump in the chat. I want to know you're here. I want to communicate, shout you out.
said it. We got to get some at some point. See the last 3 quarters.
All right, gonna have mute the audio because of copyrights. And I'm going to do a quick break as well. What's up, Fantasy Champions? Spotlight Sports Network is excited to tell you about an amazing deal from Thrive Fantasy, your place for daily fantasy sports and esports. Right now, with promo code SS Network, Thrive Fantasy will match up to $50 of your first deposit. So go to thrivefantasy.com and sign up now with promo code SS Network. That's thrivefantasy.com, promo code SS Network. And I am back. Proud to be here. Turn that volume down just a little bit loud in my ears. So we are here live for the Cardinals Cowboys game. Checking out this game from Monday Night Football, doing a live play-by-play. I try to shout out the plays as they come, but I'm not the best at it, so a lot of this is just going to be reaction to the plays that are going on the field, the game in general. Make sure that you make sure that you share this live feed. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, because I want to make sure you guys are getting all the notifications of the new content that's coming out as it's coming out. All the links are in the description, the social medias, all that good stuff. I appreciate you guys. So it looks like we're back. Second quarter action.
First time this season, the Cowboys defense didn't allow a single first quarter point. Well, they didn't score one themselves either. From the 21 of Dallas,
21.
the Cardinals can do with Kenyon Drake. Not much.
All right, so it's the second quarter. We don't got a lot of people. Looks like we don't got anybody in the chat right now. I appreciate everybody that's come out. I'm gonna go ahead and do this quick. I'm gonna finish up this quick Raider J Reaction Monday and talk about these games real quick, and then I'm gonna call it a night. I appreciate everybody that's come out. So let me go ahead and pull up these games here real quick, and we're gonna run through these. So the next game is the Chicago Bears versus the Carolina Panthers. So just so you guys know, every Monday I'm going to do a Raider J Reaction Monday, where I'm going to go over each game, talk about the score, talk about the stats, and my reaction to it all. So definitely when the Raiders do play, I'm going to, because this is a Raiders content channel, I am going to focus a lot on the Raiders. But I also want to talk about the other teams as well, because I realize that, you know, there is more than just one team in the NFL. Even if they're not the best, like the Raiders are, there is more than one team in the NFL. So right now, I'm looking at the Chicago Bears versus the Carolina Panthers. I called the Chicago Bears to win this. That's who I picked to win this game, and they did, 23-16. Looks like their total yards, 261 versus 303. Carolina actually outdid them in total yardage, not by a ton, but by a little bit. The passing yards were pretty much the same. Now the rushing yards, Chicago only had 63, Carolina had 112, but that did not matter to the Bears. The Bears. Average yards per play, 4.1 versus 4.9, pretty much the same. The turnovers, though, Carolina had a fumble and 2 interceptions, where Chicago only had 1 interception. I believe Nick Foles is their quarterback now, right? Because they benched Mitch Trubisky. So good job, Nick. Good job, Mr. Foles. Only threw 1 pick versus Carolina's 2. Bridgewater threw 2 picks. Carolina allowed 4 sacks, so they allowed that defensive line to dominate them. That is just terrible. The third down efficiency, 50% for Chicago versus 23% for Carolina. So there you go. You got to convert those third downs, man. Converting third downs is super important. Time of possession, 28 minutes versus 31, so pretty close to the same. And the penalties were pretty close, 10 and 8. So that's my reaction to that game. Let's move on to the next one. Looks like we got the New York Jets versus the Miami Dolphins. Ooh, where do I start with this game? Well, I feel bad for Jets fans. I'm so sorry, man. But I will say this. Welcome to the friggin' club. The Raiders have been bad for more than a decade. We've been terrible, stinking up the NFL. Just the black eye of the NFL. It's no surprise that our colors were silver and black because we look like we were a giant bruise on the NFL. But we're a lot better now, and now the Jets are just stinky and terrible. So I apologize, New York Jets fans. You guys got shut out by the Miami Dolphins. 24-0, 263 yards for the Jets, 302 for Miami. Not too bad. Not a big margin, but a little. Passing yards, 148 versus 192. Basically the same amount of rushing yards for each team. The average yards per play, Miami outdid you 5.4 to 3.8. But here's where it gets kind of sucky. 2 interceptions for Miami, 1 for the Jets. So, I mean, you got more turnovers than the Jets got more turnovers than Miami did, but they did allow 3 sacks. Miami only allowed 2. The third down efficiency was horrible for both teams, 11%. That's just god awful. 31 minutes for the New York Jets versus 28 minutes for the Miami Dolphins. 7 penalties for the Jets and 5 for Miami. This one exactly how I thought it was going to go. I didn't think it was going to be a shutout. I kind of expected the Jets to at least score a field goal or something, but it was a dumpster fire of a game. I'm just going to move on. Next up is the Green Bay Packers versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 38-10. Did not see that coming. I thought the Green Bay Packers were going to win that game. I did not expect Tampa Bay to play as good as they did, or Green Bay to play as terrible as they did. Green Bay only 201 yards versus Tampa Bay's 324. Good Lord. Passing yards, 107 versus 166. Tampa Bay just dominated them there. Tampa Bay dominated them in the run game, 94 versus 158 yards. Average yards per play for Tampa Bay was 5.1 and only 3.3 for Green Bay. Tampa Bay stopped Aaron Rodgers from throwing the ball, stopped their running backs from running the ball. It was just a terrible game. There were Aaron Rodgers threw 2 interceptions. Green Bay allowed 5 sacks. Tampa Bay didn't allow any. Tampa Bay did not allow any sacks. Their offensive line played really good. The third down efficiency is equal for both teams, 41%. Not that great. Less than half of the time they converted third down. Time of possession, 28 minutes versus 31, pretty much the same. Green Bay had 6 penalties. Tampa Bay had none. That is crazy. So yeah, Green Bay just pooped the bed. I don't even know what to tell you. They just, oh man, it was terrible. They need to eat some more cheese and not have such a bad time pooping the bed there, because that was terrible. All right, LA Rams versus the San Francisco 49ers. Another upset I did not see coming. I thought that the Rams were going to play, were going to do well, and they were going to beat San Francisco. San Francisco has not looked that great recently, but I was wrong. The LA Rams, their strength of schedule has not been that great. So they're kind of suspect. They were kind of suspect, but I really thought that the San Francisco 49ers were more suspect than they were the way that they've been playing. 49ers are 3-3. LA is 4-2. 311 yards total for LA, 390 for San Francisco. Pretty close to the same, but San Francisco did better. San Francisco's run game was much better than LA's, 198 versus 200, or excuse me, the pass game, 198 versus 268. Jimmy G still sucks. I'm going to say that forever. He is not that good, but he played good in this game. The rushing yards, 113 versus 122. I expected there to be a bigger margin in the rush game. I expected San Francisco's run game to be much better than the Rams, but it wasn't. Average yards per play was the same. There was only one turnover when it comes to interceptions or fumbles. That was LA threw a pick, crucial pick, actually, in the end zone. They should have been a touchdown. Third down efficiency, 33% versus 38%, pretty much the same. 37 minutes of time of possession for San Francisco versus 22 for LA. That will lose you the game every time. And then 7 penalties versus 6. I did not see this coming. San Francisco looks like they're playing like they did when they went to the Super Bowl. Looks like they're back to that playing status, even though they still got quite a few injuries. I don't know. We'll have to see. I mean, they were playing really good. They played really good football. So, let's see. And then the last game is going to be Kansas City, the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills lost. Of course they did. The Buffalo Bills have not looked that great over the last couple of games. I am not 100% sure what is going on there, but that's cause for concern if you are the Buffalo Brass. So it looks like total yards. My goodness. 466 for Kansas City and only 206 for Buffalo. That freaking stinks. That is not good. That is terrible. Passing yards, 221 for Kansas City versus 122 for Buffalo. Rushing yards, 245 versus 84 yards. Buffalo only had 84 yards rushing and 245 for Kansas City. They just got dominated. I don't know how the Raiders did not lose that game to Buffalo. The Raiders beat themselves. 6.4 average yards per play versus 4.1 for Buffalo. Kansas City did have a fumble, but Buffalo did throw an interception. Kansas City did allow a sack. The third down efficiency for Kansas City, 64%. That's really good. Buffalo is 44%, not horrible, but not great. Time of possession, 37 minutes for Kansas City versus 22 for Buffalo. Just terrible for Buffalo. Buffalo's time of possession is just garbage. And then 8 penalties for Kansas City and 4 penalties for Buffalo. I did not. I was hoping. I picked Buffalo to win. I thought that Kansas City was going to not travel well after getting their butt handed to them by the Raiders. I didn't see that coming. I thought Buffalo was going to play better. I thought Buffalo was going to have a comeback game, a bounce back game. But nope, they just stunk it up. So anyway, that is my reaction to all of the games. I do have a quick bit of Raiders news for you. We did put Damon Arnett on the reserve COVID-19 list, which is bad news, of course, but not that bad of news because he already was coming off of thumb surgery, so he was on the injury reserve anyway. I hope him the best of health. These guys are pretty healthy, so they seem to be, doing pretty well with this whole coronavirus thing. Obviously, they're athletes, they're healthy. But anyhow, I wish him the best. I hope he does really well. Comes back off of his thumb injury and this coronavirus thing, and comes back, and he was playing really well for us. Locking down that other side of the field next to Trayvon Mullen. But the good news, the silver lining is that Maurice Hurst has been released from that list and reinstated. He was at practice again today. The guy had the best defensive rating on our team. He was playing the best on the entire defense when he went down on that list, that reserve COVID-19 list. So I'm excited to have him back. I'm super stoked about having him back. I hope he plays his butt off and helps bolster that offensive line. Also, we have worked out David Irving, who was actually signed with the Cowboys before. He was a member of the Cowboys. He is a defensive tackle. And he is back. He's been reinstated by the NFL. We did work him out. He did have a marijuana problem before, but that's not an issue with the NFL anymore. So I really hope that if they can work things out, if the numbers look right, I would say definitely sign him. He does have experience with Rob Marinelli. And so bringing him in, he knows what's going on with this defense and that sort of stuff. So I think he would be a great fit. Maybe not, I don't know if he'd be a starter, but at the very least, he'd be a great rotational piece. So I'm excited about that. So I'm hoping they sign him, bring that in. So those are the two quick, the two things, really the biggest things over the weekend that I saw. I know that I did watch an interview earlier. AJ Cole and Daniel Carlson did a couple of interviews, or did an interview each, earlier today. And I know that they said they've been working out a lot. They've got a really good rapport. So AJ Cole, I believe, holds the ball for Carlson. So they've been working a lot in the off season. So hopefully we see better, good things from them and steady improvement from them. So anyhow, I appreciate everybody for coming out. Appreciate you checking out this live stream. I'm going to call it a night and get out of here, but make sure that you make sure that you subscribe to the channel, share this channel. I appreciate you. Hit the bell for notifications. We're going to have all kinds of Raiders content and Trailblazers content once the season starts again. And just a real quick, looks like we got 14-0 Cowboys. Cardinals are up on the Cowboys 14-0 in the second quarter. So, all right, guys, you guys have a good night. I appreciate you. Look out for good stuff coming up in the future. Peace to the out. I don't blame you guys for being frustrated. I'm frustrated. Cleaning it up, knowing where you're supposed to be, knowing what your job is. Don't try to do more than what you're supposed to be doing. Wrap up, tackle. Stop trying to take people's heads off and just get them to the ground.